happened. The unthinkable, previously unthinkable, finally happened. The United States and China reached a trade agreement. This is huge. The U.S., very capitalist country. China, somewhat communist country, although they're becoming more capitalist by the day, it seems, have finally reached a trade agreement. Now, the first and biggest part of this trade agreement is the fact that China is going to be buying over $200 billion worth of goods from the United States. This is including $32 billion worth of agriculture, $77 billion worth of manufactured goods. This is huge. There's been a big trade deficit between the United States and China. China has been buying a lot fewer U.S. goods than the U.S. has been buying from China. That's what creates a trade deficit. So that's one big part of the deal. Another big part of the deal is forced technology transfer and intellectual property rights. So if you, let's say, create some new technology here in the United States, does well in the United States, you want to expand to the Chinese market, just like, you would typically expand to Europe, expand to Brazil, wherever, different countries. If you bring it to China, there's no protection over another Chinese person creating the same exact product and wiping you out of the market and having complete market dominance. Now, if you want to compete in a fair world market, if we want to have a world economy, this can't be the case. You can't just be siphoning other people's technology and, all of that, right? That's like plagiarism is what we'd call it in college. So we've got new provisions to protect us from plagiarism when it comes to technology. Now, it's unclear the extent of this. I can't say that absolutely no chance of this happening because in the past, China has said forced technology transfer, we're not going to let that happen, but it seems like it works to the Chinese government's benefit if there is forced technology transfer. So the trade deal's happening. Let's see what the enforcement is. It's, as far as we know, Trump is going to make sure that they enforce this deal. That's, kind of been the theme of his presidency. And, they came to the drawing board, and they've been doing this for a long time. There have been points where they've been like, we're not agreeing to the deal. We're not agreeing to the deal. They came to the United States and signed the deal. Now, their president didn't sign the deal. The vice premier, so the guy right below the president, essentially, signed the deal. But in my opinion, and in the opinion of a lot of other analysts, this is just kind of like a saving face measure. China is, very protective over their strength and how they're perceived in the world and everything. So they didn't want to come to the U.S., have the president sign a deal that they weren't supposed to even be making. But President Trump and his deal-making abilities got China to come, I'm mind blown. Everyone's mind blown, honestly. Like, this has been an issue for 20, 30 years. Nobody thought this deal was going to happen. And Trump, since day one, has been like, we're making a deal with China. We're making a deal with China. A lot of people didn't think we were going to make a deal with China, and here the deal's here. So China deal's great. Good to see that happen. It's not done yet, though. There's still a lot of progress. I don't want to overhype this too much. This is phase one. It's probably going to be the biggest phase, but it's a very general phase. We're going to see if China sticks to their word, buys these goods and everything. But there will be likely a phase two, and apparently, Secretary Mnuchin has flipped between saying that that's beginning now and saying that's going to begin after the presidential election. A lot of people originally thought this deal wasn't going to happen until after the presidential election, but China signed it now. So it could very well begin happening right now. We'll see. Now, the other deal that was going underway and is waiting for approval in the Senate is USMCA. USMCA is a deal between Mexico, the United States, and Canada. This, I think, is an awesome deal. So for a really long time, we've been having, most of our goods imported from China, a lot of made in China. Not most, okay? It's not most. Our biggest trading partners are Mexico and Canada. But it's actually a lot better if our goods are produced in Mexico for a number of reasons. One, they're right there, so it's a lot easier to import the goods. Two, they've got an illegal immigration problem. They've got a really bad economy with lots of crime, and that affects the United States negatively. Illegal immigration, believe it or not, is a big problem. It costs us $60 billion a year annually, just one problem. And that's not even including, I can't quantify off the top of my head, jobs being lost, whatever, because unemployment's so low, all that kind of stuff. But we dealing with people who come in illegally, bringing them back to Mexico when that's required and everything, securing the border patrols and all that stuff, it costs us $60 billion a year. That's a lot of money. It's my money. It's your money. We want to eliminate that cost. And Mexico wants to eliminate that cost. Mexico wants a strong economy, of course. We want Mexico to have a strong economy. If Mexico has a strong economy, not as many people are going to be leaving. There's not going to be as much crime. A lot of people are going to be employed. Wealth is going to be built. We want Mexico to be strong. It's better for everyone. So we've been doing a lot of business and manufacturing in China. But with this deal, it's going to be a lot easier and a lot better and a lot more, it's just going to be a lot more structured and beneficial for Americans to manufacture in Mexico. Mexico has a lot lower wages than us. I'm not sure if they're lower than China. They honestly might be, because China is emerging very quickly. So there's, we could see a strong Mexico in 10, 20 years from now. And I think that's great. If our two biggest trading partners get stronger and stronger, that gives us more opportunities to make money. Apple can sell more iPhones. I can sell more card. I can sell more Zooch. I got new emerging markets coming up. So we want Mexico and we want Canada to be strong. This deal is going to be great. I'm almost positive it's going to pass in the Senate. So big week in trade, big week in deal making for the United States. I've been talking a lot about the stock market. I don't think, if you're trying to make a quick buck right now, which is not my philosophy, I do not believe in quick bucks and day trading and stuff like that, unless it's like a Beyond Meat put option, which I told my business partner Keith to do, and he made a shit ton of money on that. That was a while ago. That was over the summer when Beyond Meat was like overhyped. So if you're trying to make a quick buck, this is not going to be a quick buck. People have been knowing this is going to happen for a very long time. It's very factored in the market. But if you're looking to make a long-term play on a company like Apple, which might be selling more iPhones to Mexico, then yeah, this is good for you. This is a economic deal. This is making people more powerful, putting more money in people's pockets, increasing consumer spending past the record levels of consumer confidence and consumer spending we've ever had. So if you're playing the long game like a good value investor, this is a good deal for you. But you're not going to be seeing any sort of 5% move in a week because of a single stock. Now, I know I made that Virgin Galactic call like however many days ago. That's up like 12% today. That's crazy. Just a quick update on that. I think that's a long-term play. So I know a lot of people listened to that and bought it, and they're up a lot. You can sell it if you want to eat those gains. I think you should hold on to it for like 5 years. But if you're trying to buy it right now it's not expensive to the point where it's going to be like, the most expensive it's ever going to be. I think it's a fraction of its total market valuation. But I don't think it would be a bad idea to wait for a pullback, right? Because uncertainty can still happen. China could screw us over on this deal. It's China. Now after this deal, I have a whole lot more respect for China. I don't think of them at all in the same light as I would have a year ago. But Iran could do something, and that sends a whole lot of uncertainty in the market and into the world. And a lot of people are going to take money out of stocks like Virgin Galactic and like CRISPR. So you could see a big sell-off then. And if you do, that's when you get in. Right now, it's booming right now. There might be some short squeezes. So some people, I don't know the short interest off the top of my head, but if people were short in that stock and now they're trying to cover those shorts, which means, they sold the stock, owe it to somebody. They're buying it now to pay off that debt of stock, essentially. That could be part of it. Not a lot of news has come out about that stock. Just a lot of people realizing that it's a good play. So, good deals this week. The economy is at the strongest levels it's ever been. These deals are going to improve not only our economy, but especially the economy of Mexico and the rest of the world. And that's in turn going to improve our economy. We're getting China to be a fair player in the world economy. That's great. China has been not a fair player in the world economy for a very long time. Trump and the United States has made sure that's no longer the case, or is beginning the process of making that no longer the case with phase 1. So this is a good day for the world, and let's go.